wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
Burr has the ability. He doesn't have his own values other than I want to win. I want prestige, I want power, I want position.
It's always a zero-sum game for him.
The room where it happens.
Analysis paralysis and his obsession with I want to make sure I'm on the winning team every single time is his Achilles heel.
It is incredibly difficult to watch someone succeed and be happy for them when you don't feel like you're succeeding. And listen, Leslie Odom Jr.'s voice is like silk gliding across butter, so it doesn't hurt either.
Click, boom.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. Sir.
I'm getting nervous. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy, sir.
And today we're going to be doing a villain therapy on Aaron Burr.
Sir.
From, yes. Damn it, you got me. Who is not, I would say, the villain for most of the runtime. He's an antagonist.
Sure.
But he steps into villainy.
Yep.
How could we prevent that from happening? What is the psychology of jealousy? And what is the cost of analysis paralysis? Let's do this.
Can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice.
While we're talking, let me offer you some free advice. Talk less.
What?
Smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for.
Can't be serious.
You wanna get ahead?
Yes.
Fools who run their mouths off wind up dead. Yo, what time is it? Showtime! Like I said. Showtime, yo!
So, not the worst advice?
No, listen, this is discernment. This
Sure.
is being prudent. This
Yeah.
is don't go running your mouth. The issue is we've got some extremes here. We've got Hamilton and his colleagues who are going to get themselves shot because everything is fraught and tense right now, and they're talking about revolution and escaping the clutches of England. And Burr's like, okay, your cause is just, but relax a little bit. Let's not be so hot-headed and headstrong. Let's actually analyze a bit. That's good, but Burr is way over here on the other extreme, which is don't let anybody know what you're against or what you're for. Play everything so close to the vest that you never really take a stand. And why? We learn in the song Wait For It later on. We learn about his family background, the sense of honor and sterling reputation that he comes from. He is desperate to not put a black mark on his family's reputation.
Yeah.
So he plays it safe. Hamilton is desperate to make a name for himself.
Well, one of them has nothing to lose, and one of them has everything to lose.
Right.
In his head.
Did you see the announcements of us going on tour and think, boy, I wished I lived in California? Well, what if you live in Vancouver, British Columbia, Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, or Chicago? That wasn't just a random list of cities. We're going to be going there July 30th through August 1st in the Pacific Northwest, including Vancouver, British Columbia. We're going to Canada, baby, and we're never coming back. And August 6th through 8th in the Upper Midwest. We're doing a live episode, Movie Couples Therapy, Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Pirates of the Caribbean. Is there a love triangle with Jack? I don't know. There'll be a Q&A, there'll be merch, there will be VIP tickets where you get to meet and greet us, me, and Jonathan, who's not here, but imagine Jonathan right here. Tickets on sale later this week. Watch for the link. It'll be in a community post or maybe in the description of this video. Come see us because we want to see you. You specifically, Jeff.
Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Burr, give us a verse, drop some knowledge. Good luck with that, you're taking a stand. You spit, I'ma sit, we'll see where we land. Burr, the revolution's imminent, what are you stalled for?
If you stand for nothing, Burr, what'll you fall for?
Man, Leslie Odom Jr.'s performance there, like in the movie version of the show, it kind of cuts away and it's hard to see what he's doing. I would love it if they had cut to a close-up of Leslie Odom Jr. because you can see him realize that guy just destroyed my entire philosophy, and I'm going to spend the next 30 years resenting him for it and denying it.
The seed is planted right then, the
Yep.
moment Hamilton asked that question. But it's a valid question. If you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? Because he follows the wind. He follows the trends. He is the very definition of that kid you knew in high school who only said and did and wore what was trendy.
Right.
And they had no genuine individuality, at least not outwardly, at least not externally. And to your point, the moment Hamilton says this, these guys start saying, hey, let's get this guy in front of a crowd. This guy's cool.
Yeah.
And Burr starts immediately with the jealousy and the resentment. And it starts small. It's not that big a deal, but small things become big things when left untreated. Just ask my proctologist.
Your Excellency, sir.
Who are you?
Aaron Burr.
Sir.
Permission to state my case.
As you were.
Sir, I was a captain under General Montgomery until he caught a bullet in the neck.
I love the way that
Well, in
even how he
summary,
approaches.
that I could be of some
like,
assistance. I
want
admire how
this.
you keep firing on the British from a distance. I have some questions, a couple of suggestions on how to fight instead of fleeing west.
Yes.
Well,
Your Excellency, you wanted to see me?
Hamilton, come in. Have you met Burr?
Yes, sir. We keep meeting.
as I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Burr,
Sir.
close the door on your way out.
It's icy in that tent.
Talk about your cold shoulder.
So Burr, very presumptuous, just kind of saunters on in there.
Yeah.
And he starts with brown nosing. He starts with kissing up, he lists his credentials, and then he says, I have a few questions, as if Washington has to answer to him. But he's like, I don't want to just come in and tell you what to do, so I'm going to act curious. I'm not actually curious. I'm here to make a name for myself. I'm here to stake my claim. I want to be your right-hand man.
Well, and the fact that he plays it with an ingratiating smile, and like Leslie Odom Jr. is making all the right decisions to play this guy as
Yeah.
a bit of a smarmy weasel.
Because what's Burr's angle? It's the fact that he always has an angle.
Right.
Who he is always obscured. What he wants is always obscured. Nobody knows who he is because he's always playing the person in front of them. What do they want to hear? What do they want to see? Who do they want me to be? That's who I'll be in the moment. And that may work with a lot of people. In fact, it's worked to get Burr where he is, but it's not going to work on Washington.
It usually works with everyone
Yeah.
for a short amount of time. Some
Yeah.
people it lasts for a long time. Most people can start to sniff out the bullshit pretty quickly.
And Washington sniffs it out immediately.
That's why he's George Washington.
Oh, hey, Toby, could you close the door on your way out?
And Hamilton's been summoned, so the little crack of jealousy starts to widen.
Of course, yeah.
There's only enough for one of us.
It's always a zero-sum game for him.
Never miss an episode. Don't just wait for them. Click subscribe and the bell and turn notifications to all, and you'll get notified every week. You can't just wait for the algorithm to push us to you. You will miss out. I love the song.
I talk about this. We've got an episode coming on infidelity, but I talk about how this show is full of showstoppers. Like, most musicals, one or two big show-stopping numbers and some good ones. This has like 11 showstoppers. It's crazy.
Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose. Hamilton's pace is relentless, he wastes no time.
But everything is defined by
What
Hamilton.
is it like in his shoes?
He can't just be, Burr just can't be his own person. He's chasing this guy.
Hamilton doesn't hesitate. He exhibits
And everything
no
he does,
shame.
he compares to how Hamilton does it. For better or worse.
He keeps winning anyway. Changes the game, plays and he raises the stakes. And if there's a reason he seems to thrive when so few survive, then goddamn it, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Life doesn't discriminate.
The psychology of jealousy is literally the extension of the idea that comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
But we pursue it as if comparison is what will bring us joy. If I can finally beat this person, then I can be satisfied. I can be enough in my own eyes. I can be enough in everyone else's eyes.
Yeah.
In a weird way, this dynamic reminds me of the Schwarzenegger-Stallone duel of the 80s. You know about this.
Of course.
These guys spent the 80s chasing who could be bigger, more oily, more muscly, kill more people on screen, have bigger box office. In their case, it drove them to an extent to greatness. How far can I push this, me versus this guy? And they both talk about, I never would have gotten as high as I got without someone to push against. By the same token, neither of those guys were really happy in the 80s because the insecurity drove everything. Like, no matter how big the biceps got, the insecurity was bigger. And with Burr, it's a very similar thing. He cannot just be his own person doing his own thing independent of Hamilton.
Yeah.
Everything he does, he compares. Is this how Hamilton would do it? Am I doing it differently? If so, I'm doing it differently as a response to Hamilton,
Right.
not because this is just what I want to do and who I want to be.
And by any realistic measure, he was pretty successful.
Yeah.
He was successful in business. He had a daughter who loved him.
Successful in law.
Successful in the law. Like, dude had it going on. He ran for Senate and won.
Yeah, he's a successful politician, but at the same time, he's never happy because he's always comparing himself. He's never satisfied. Yeah. And this song, Wait For It, speaks to, okay, Hamilton's approach is to go hard and push hard for what he wants. I'm going to be more like a crocodile in the water. I'm just going to sit here and bide my time until the perfect opportunity comes right here, and then I'll snag it.
Yeah, meanwhile, Hamilton is charging into everything because Hamilton has convictions. And look, sometimes Hamilton was wrong. Most of the time, Hamilton was able to talk or write his way out of being wrong, even if he was. But he was able to do that because he was constantly moving forward.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a lesson for everyone. Again, sometimes patience is a virtue. But more often than not, action is better than inaction.
Alexander.
Aaron Burr.
Yeah, of course.
Sir,
Well, it's the middle of the night.
can we confer, sir?
Is this a legal matter?
Yes, and it's important to me.
What do you need?
Burr, you're a better lawyer than me.
Okay.
I know I talk too much. I'm abrasive. You're incredible in court. You're succinct, persuasive. My client needs a strong defense. You're the solution.
Who's your client?
The new U.S. Constitution.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
A series of essays anonymously published defending the document to the public.
No one will read it.
I disagree.
And if it fails?
Burr, that's why we need it.
Constitution's a mess.
So it needs amendments.
It's full of contradictions.
So is independence. We have to start somewhere.
No, no way.
You're making a mistake.
Good night.
Hey, what are you waiting for? What do you stall for?
What?
We won the war. What was it all for? Do you support this Constitution?
Of course.
Then defend it.
And what if you're backing the wrong horse?
Burr, we studied and we fought and we killed for the
Burr's
notion of a nation we now get to build.
Analysis
For once in
paralysis,
your
he's
life,
just
you
immobilized.
stand with
Yeah.
pride.
But what if it goes, what if?
Stand to the side.
I'll keep all my plans close to my chest. Wait for it. I'll wait here and see which way the wind will blow. I'm taking my time watching the afterbirth of a nation, watching the tension grow.
You just want to watch the whole thing, right?
I wanted to sit down and watch the whole movie again. Gosh dang it.
So this is analysis paralysis. It's the fear of making the wrong decision, so you make no decision. It's driven by perfectionism, and it's also driven by the terror of being perceived as weak or stupid. You want 100% sure thing, or you don't act. I don't think Hamilton is kissing up to Burr here. I think Hamilton 100% means what he says. You're a better lawyer than me. You're succinct. You're persuasive. I think Hamilton legitimately is coming to Burr because there's a problem and he sees Burr as the solution.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's nice to see a kind word between them.
It's a little bittersweet.
And I think it's frustrating for Alexander because Burr, like all of us, is just a collection of strengths and weaknesses. Burr is a better lawyer. He is concise. He's persuasive. He's all the things that Alexander says. But his analysis paralysis and his obsession with I want to make sure I'm on the winning team every single time is his Achilles heel because it keeps him from taking action. It keeps him from taking a stand. It keeps him from reaching his potential. Burr has the ability to be one of the major players in the formation of this great nation. Alexander's now handing it to him on a platter, dude.
Yeah.
Like we later learn, you want to be in the room where it happens. You want power and prestige and position. At this moment, Alexander's saying here, and Burr is sabotaging himself.
Yeah, dude, you think you're being opportunistic, waiting for opportunities? You could have been one of the authors of the Federalist Papers.
Yeah.
Foundational documents not just for this nation, but for most democracies around the globe.
God bless America. Ford Mustang. Super Bowl. What the hell is a kilometer?
A lot of people who come into my office who've been ruled by anxiety carry a lot of regret for missed opportunities because it wasn't just right.
Right.
And so they didn't take it and they regret it for the rest of their days. Burr finally decides and settles in on exactly what he wants in his Disney princess song. His I Want song, that's right.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game. Oh, you get love for it, you get hate for it, you get nothing if you wait for it, wait for it.
He's making fun of his little dance moves he's been doing.
And his philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And Burr now sees I've lost opportunities by not taking action. He finally sees it.
I wanna be in the room where it happens.
And this comes with, because it's a musical, if the feelings are too big to say, you sing them, and if the feelings are too big to sing, you dance them. He's been very still. Like, his choreography has been very little and small.
In Wait For It, he mostly stands still during the song.
Yeah, I mean, he'll walk around a little bit and strike some poses. But look at this. This is some of the biggest dance moves, like giant poses, huge moves.
And he even minces.
Zipping around, he minces. He has changed. And we get to see it visually. It's so smart.
Well, and this speaks to his jealousy. The face he's making at the very beginning of this clip when Hamilton is singing, like his shock and I can't believe this, that's so cool.
I love it.
Then they pull the cloth out.
Anytime you could throw a little magic trick in, why not?
But he's shocked that Hamilton has ascended this high and having these opportunities, and he realizes, I've let these pass me by, just what we were just talking about. So he's ready now to start taking action.
Click, boom.
Okay, sorry, I just get so amped when something is awesome like that. Like, this is like watching the end of Speed Racer for me.
Yeah.
Like, the exact same emotion. It's like, okay, we have taken this character, he has completely changed who he is. He is coming to the apotheosis of his new version of Aaron Burr. I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna do stuff.
Yeah.
And we have this big giant dance number and the music swells and swells and swells, and then we click, boom, and then that pose and where they put the camera for it, that is a shot that about 30 people in the audience get. Everybody else gets, okay, that was rad.
Yeah.
30 people in the audience get, oh my God!
Yeah.
What is this? And we get to see it because it's a movie.
It's a filmed Broadway show. It's
Sure.
not technically a movie.
Right.
It's as engaging as a film.
It is incredibly cinematic for being a filmed stage production.
Yeah. We often say on this show that change only happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing. And finally, for Burr, the pain of staying the same, Alexander Hamilton is in the room where it happens, and Burr's not. He has finally realized, and this is where his jealousy outweighs his analysis paralysis.
Yes.
The jealousy pushes him past that fear of perfectionism and says, oh crap, I've got to take action. And he even says that.
Is there anything you wouldn't do?
No, I'm chasing what I want. And you know what?
What?
I learned that from you.
And you know what? It serves him well. He runs for senator. He becomes senator. I mean, he kicks Hamilton's father-in-law out to do so, and that's not great. But he goes after what he wants, and he is successful as a politician. Finally, taking action is serving him, and he's going after the presidency of the United States. But it's not based on principle. What party am I a part of?
Doesn't matter.
He doesn't have his own values other than I want to win. I want prestige, I want power, I want position.
Yo! The people are asking to hear my voice. The country is facing a difficult choice. And if you were to ask me who I'd promote, Jefferson has my vote.
I love watching him. I mean, Daveed Diggs starting dancing is great comedy. But Leslie Odom Jr., like the slow realization and
Jefferson has beliefs, Burr has none.
and pull into himself and the shock is unreal.
Yeah.
Gosh dang, Leslie Odom Jr. is so good. This whole cast is unreal. Like, how they assembled this group of people.
I love that he's just stumbling around.
You won in a landslide.
He's just
Congrats on a race well run.
like a bomb went off.
I did give you a fight.
He's pulled himself together now.
I look forward to our partnership. Our partnership. As your vice president. Yeah, right. You hear this guy? Man openly campaigns against me. Talk about I look forward to our partnership.
It is crazy that the guy who comes in second gets to be vice president.
Ooh, you know what? We can change that. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm the president. Burr, when you see Hamilton, thank him for the endorsement.
Leslie Odom Jr., gets to play so much and do so much with this role. Daveed Diggs mostly just gets to throw joke bombs.
I guess I better think of something to say.
Burr, of course, sees this as Hamilton's fault. Hamilton had the opportunity to help me close this, and he didn't. Why? And now we get down to this very simple thinking of, well, Hamilton hates me. When people lack accountability, when people lack self-awareness, when they lack an inner moral compass, then when things go wrong, it's somebody else's fault. This isn't because of me, the fact that I have no principles, the fact that I could count on Hamilton to speak his mind, whatever it was, and I could have predicted that Hamilton would say this about me because he said it about me for years. He counted on just kind of sheer frenemy loyalty to win the day, and it didn't. And because of that lack of internal self-reflection, he's going to start lashing out.
Dear Alexander, I am slow to anger, but I toe the line as I reckon with the effects of your life on mine. I look back on where I failed, and in every place I checked, the only common thread has been your disrespect. Now you call me immoral, a dangerous disgrace. If you've got something to say, name a time and place, face to face. I have the honor to be.
I'm sorry.
You can't not sing it.
Sorry, I got so caught up in the music that
I know, it's so good. I'm just singing the next part of the song in my head.
I look back at my life, all the places that I failed. Every place I checked, the only common thread has been your disrespect.
Yeah.
Burr's got tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty more things that he could see every time he failed that have to do with his part in it. His inaction, his analysis paralysis, his lack of integrity, his lack of character.
Correct.
But no, it's just Hamilton.
Because Hamilton kept beating him. But Hamilton kept beating him because Hamilton had principles and he had drive.
For Burr, the most painful pill to swallow must be that he's lived his life trying to beat Hamilton, and Hamilton has beat him without even having Burr on his radar. This is also an example of be careful not to let your subjective perception be confused with objective reality.
Right.
Because Burr perceives Hamilton as someone who is constantly thwarting him and obsessed with bringing him down.
My arch nemesis.
And he's not.
He's just a dude doing his best. He's Alexander Hamilton, so his best is pretty fucking good.
But it's Burr's own insecurity. It's Burr's own inaction, and it's Burr's own lack of integrity, of principle that have led to this.
Yeah.
And this is why accountability is so important to me. Without it, you cannot see clearly what is going on. Without it, it may not lead to pistols drawn at dawn, but it will lead to ruin in your relationships and your life, and you will continue to externalize blame. And as long as the blame is externalized, it's somebody else's fault, then you're always a victim and nothing can change. It's only when you look inward and say, how did I contribute to this, that you can change it and make it different.
And weirdly, it always leads to New Jersey.
Everything is legal in New Jersey.
And this is something that Burr only realizes after Hamilton is dead. That he could have done everything differently and had a different outcome. But he didn't see himself as an active player. He always saw himself as a passive participant waiting for his opportunity, which also means that whatever is handed to him is what happens. And so he always sees this as somebody else's fault, Hamilton's fault, and he learns it too late.
Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and,
And again,
it takes and it takes.
having
History
Burr
obliterates in every picture it paints me in all my mistakes. When Alexander aimed at
Having Burr be the
sky,
narrator.
he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it.
Yeah.
I survived,
Like,
but I
this
paid
guy
for it.
is the villain in our history. And I still tear up
Now I'm the villain in your history.
because
I was too young and blind.
it's such a powerful story. And it's such a believable story.
I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and
And listen, Leslie Odom Jr.'s voice is like silk gliding across butter. So that doesn't hurt either.
I should have known the world was wide enough for Hamilton and for me. He doesn't see himself as the villain, And he didn't see his behavior as villainous. He saw it as, I am claiming what's mine and this vengeance is righteous. But when you lack self-reflection, when you lack accountability, you're not going to end up anywhere but here. And then you learn the lesson too late when the ruin has happened, when the damage has been done. It is so crucial not to live your life comparing yourself to the people around you. It is so crucial to do, honestly, more like Hamilton. It's ironic that Burr's like, talk less, smile more. He's like essentially saying you should be more like me.
Right.
But a little bit more of him being like Hamilton would have served Burr well. Hamilton was deeply flawed, and as we talk about in our infidelity episode, made some tragic moral mistakes, but he was also a person in pursuit of ethics and morality.
What ended up happening is the thing Aaron Burr was chasing his entire life is he wanted to protect the legacy of his family. And Hamilton left a legacy.
Yeah.
He's on our money.
Yeah.
We have a whole f***ing musical about him. We have Aaron Burr in the musical because he's the villain in our history. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would be a forgotten figure. And it's because he was chasing the wrong version of the thing. Hamilton also wanted a legacy, but he got the legacy because of Eliza.
Which is, what the film drives home at the very end there. With Burr and with us, how crucial it is to decide what we stand for and to pursue it. Find that middle ground, practice patience, wait for the right opportunities, but also like Hamilton, get out there and create the opportunities.
Make your own opportunities. Yeah.
And when you see somebody else succeeding, it's not a knock on your worth or your abilities, it's just where they're at.
It is, by the way, incredibly difficult to watch someone succeed at a thing you want to do.
Yeah.
And be happy for them when you don't feel like you're succeeding. Ask me how I know. I can say that from the other side, once you have some amount of success, watching other people succeed is the most uplifting and glorious thing. Like, I, for a long time in my career, was so focused on, I gotta get out, I gotta make a movie. Anytime anybody got a movie greenlit or got hired on a show or anything, the green monster of jealousy reared its head, and I had to force myself to be a decent human being and be like, congratulations, buddy, I'm so proud of you. But inside I was like, you suck and I could do it better. Because we have this show and we're successful with this show and I'm able to talk to you, when my friends and my colleagues and everybody, when they get projects greenlit and when those projects go on and win awards and when they go to festivals and they do all these things, I'm legitimately just happy now.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, that's great. You're having all the success that I want, and it's fine.
Embrace your worth. Release jealousy by being happy for the successes of others and continuing to pursue what you want. And don't shoot people.
Don't shoot people.
False. Guns are good. In fact, did you know that Jesus and Moses used guns to conquer the Romans?
So until next time,
she's married to a British officer. And watch movies. Shout out and thank you to our patrons on Patreon who get extended commercial-free director's cuts of our episode. Folks like
Mark Fogarty, all caps,
Sienna Hansen,
Emmanuel Melendez,
Kira Plays,
and Tara Harper.
Thank you, patrons. We love you. If you're not a patron, consider joining. You get a lot of bonus stuff, and you can follow the progress of Alan's new movie.